everybody, I'm your girl Kira Washington Speaks, and welcome to my channel. If you are a returning subscriber, just know that your continuous love and support is appreciated. If you are new here, make sure that this content is working out for you and you enjoy what you've seen thus far. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and go ahead and subscribe if you're feeling fancy. Okay, y'all, I want to just talk about literally what I said in the description and the title of this video, sales burnout, and how to overcome it. Before I decided to do this video, I was thinking about ways to avoid it, but then I realized that in certain jobs that we take on in life and in certain career paths, it's kind of hard to avoid burnout altogether, but there are things that we can do to overcome it, and there are some ways that we can find a way to balance burnout. So, y'all, I've been in sales, honestly. I've been working, if you don't know, I work for Verizon. I've been in sales actually a lot longer than I thought I've been. In my estimation, I usually would say I've been in sales almost 4 years because that's how long I've been working for Verizon. But honestly, I started back in sales since I was bartending at the age of 24. So actually I've been in sales now for 7 years. So anyway, y'all, I want to just talk about how to find ways to transition from work burnout. Now, if you're not aware and if you're not sure, I used to actually be a entry-level sales rep for Verizon. I actually started back home in Virginia where I worked in an actual retail store. So say you were to come into an actual retail Verizon store, I would be one of the sales reps that would help you upgrade your phone, add lines, get tablets, watches, help you with your business account in store. Just recently in the beginning of 2021, I accepted a new position where I ended up moving to Louisiana because now I'm in management in what we call a small medium business specialist. So it's a pseudo management role. I have stores that I support, but I also have my own quota that I have to attain as well. Anyway, you all, one thing I've realized, especially, I won't necessarily say pre-pandemic, but I'll say definitely post-pandemic, or as we are continuing to go through the pandemic, was I noticed within myself that I would start to feel very overwhelmed with my job. I would start to feel like, oh my gosh, what do these people want from me? What can I do now? What do you want from me now? And what I honestly realized, one of the major reasons why I felt burnout is because I was going at everyone else's pace except my own. And this is how you easily do something like that. You don't prepare for your day. One of the most important parts about working in sales that I have learned is preparation is key. If you do not prepare for your day, if you are not booking appointments before you go into your store or before you start your calls, if you have not set your prospecting list, if you have not gone through your funnel, you will spend a great majority of your day frazzled. You will be easily distracted. You will answer the phone every time people call, and it will throw you off of what it is that you need to do. Prime example, now that I am a small medium business rep, we literally have Monday through Friday 2 hours of prospecting for the beginning of our day. So from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. From 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. we are prospecting for 2 hours for new logos and for existing customers. And simply that just means you're calling businesses in the area, you're trying to see who they have as their carrier, and you're trying to see if you can get an appointment with them to learn more about their business and to see if Verizon may possibly be a good fit for them. So one thing I've noticed about myself, especially when I first took on this role in the beginning, I used to keep all of I actually have 3 cell phones. Let me explain this real quick. I have 3 cell phones. I have my cell phone that has my 804 number on it from back home, which most of my family and friends have. I have a new phone number that I got when I got down here because we were doing a buy one, get one sale, and I wanted to get the new 12 Pro Max. And then I actually have my work phone. So I have 3 phones that I'm responsible for. Y'all, it's too much. I swear it's too much. But anyway, one way I realized is I had to learn how to eliminate distractions. So when I do my prospecting from 8 to 10, I only take my work phone into my office with me. I only have my work phone around because if I were to bring my other 2 phones into the room while I'm working, I would be a complete mess and completely distracted. I would be on social media. I would be responding to text messages. I would be looking at the news. I would be checking emails. Can't do that if you're trying to be successful at your job. Another way that I realized that I really wanted to be able to get better at my job was I would spend time getting to know people in certain departments on a personal level. Now, you may ask, okay, how is this a way to avoid work burnout? Or not even necessarily avoid work burnout, but help you to get through or to balance work burnout. When you know people that are experts in certain things that you're not, you can find a way to get to an answer soon, to arrive to a conclusion faster, to get help or assistance with something instead of always trying to finagle and find something out on yourself. So I remember this book I was reading called How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. One thing that he speaks about over and over in the book is making sure that you build relationships with people, personal relationships with people, because we never know what bridges we may have to cross again in life. We never know where we will re-meet people again. So getting in the habit of saying people's names when you meet them, getting in the habit of asking people about themselves and their family, getting in the habit of showing some type of interest in someone else's life other than your own will always help you in the future. And see, here's the thing. One thing I realized why I have really not had extreme burnout in this role is because I make it my business to make friends wherever I go. And so I would say that with anything, even if you're not in sales and you're just watching this video because it came across your algorithm and your timeline, look, find people and build relationships with those people, and genuine relationships with those people. What's another way to not necessarily avoid work burnout, but to keep yourself from becoming overwhelmed and burnout quickly? I would say have goals in mind. And what do I mean by this? I don't think that in anything that we do in life that we should be doing the same thing forever. Now, you may ask, what do I mean by this? I simply mean this. I believe that everything is temporary. I believe that everything has an expiration date. I believe that everything that we are doing and experiencing has its time. And so, prime example, when I first started working for the company in the beginning of 2018, I already knew when I started working for the company in 2018 that I wasn't going to sit in the solution specialist role for longer than, I think my original plan was 3 years. I said, I won't do this role longer than 3 years. And in my mind, 3 years was stretching it. And to be honest, I didn't even make it to 3 years. I actually got my promotion for this role, I think about 4 months shy of 3 years. So I was almost, on the borderline of 3 years, but I made it out right before 3 years. But that was a goal I set when I first started working for the company. Another goal I set, when I really decided that I was going to start applying for different jobs, I opened up my options and I was willing to go wherever the opportunity was. Now, I know you may be saying, okay, what are you really saying? What I'm really saying is, everything that we're doing is temporary. And one way to avoid burnout in sales, if you want to stay in sales, is to bounce around to different departments. Me being in a store every day, 8-9 hours a day, to being in a store now 4 days a week, 3 hours, maybe 4 hours, 5 hours if I decide to be in the store 4 or 5 hours, and understand that it's my choice, is a world of difference than being in the store for 8-9 hours a day. 8-9 hours a day, 3 to 5 hours a day. 8 hours a day, 3 to 5 hours a day. And the reality is that I have the opportunity and I have the ability to decide how I want my work day to go. And so I've noticed that I have less burnout than what I had previously working in the stores, because I am able to really set my own day and set my own schedule. Another way I would say would be another way to avoid work burnout, especially in sales, is to always check in on your existing customers. Now, this is where I would say I'm stronger. I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily super strong with always prospecting new customers. I think that's something that I have to do work on. But my existing customer base, I really make it my business to build a good relationship with them. Because see, here's the thing. New customers bring in new business. We love that. That's awesome. But existing customers truthfully keep the business going. They keep the business afloat, and they are how you're actually paid. Those customers who have been with the company for 10 years, 15 years, 25 years, 30 years. Some of these people have been with the company before it was even Verizon. So these are the people who are keeping the business afloat, keeping the business going. So always checking in on those folks, always seeing ways to find opportunities or account maintenance or account analysis for those folks. Here's the cool thing too about sales that a lot of people may not necessarily be keen on, especially in cellular sales. There are a lot of built-in products that certain companies offer once you already have purchased something else. Like prime example, we have certain plans that offer security, call filter and silencer, video conferencing platforms, all within a certain plan. So sometimes someone else or the previous person who worked the area before you, like prime example, there was a person who worked this role before I got here, but they weren't in the role that long. They were in the role for maybe about the time I've been in the role now, so maybe 5 or 6 months. But even though these customers may have had certain plans already enacted and already established, they may not have gotten the perks of those plans. So what I found myself doing in downtime is I'll go through existing customer base, I'll look through, see what plans they're on, and I'll always find a way to give them more value for their money. Now, here's the beautiful thing about doing that. It gives the customer more value for their money and their plan doesn't change. And then also you get paid in your sales and commissions for adding those features. So look, this is the most beautiful thing that can happen. This is why sometimes just taking the time to uncover, look through things, it takes literally 5-10 minutes of your time to see if there's other opportunity for you to be able to sell. I would lastly say this. In sales, you have to have confidence. And I did a video on this about 2 months ago. And I talked about why high self-esteem is key in sales. And the reason is because people buy from people that they like. I've learned this over the last few years. People buy from people that they like. They buy from people who look the part. They buy from people who look put together. They buy from people who know how to speak and carry on a conversation. They buy from people that actually listen. So knowing that all of these things come together as one big collection of what you can do to make yourself valuable in this space is extremely important. So to every single person who is considering going into sales, you're already in sales, I would say this. If you are considering going into sales, understand that the best part about going into sales, I have to say hands down, is you don't have to have a college degree. Let's just be honest. Most sales jobs requires that you have a high school diploma. You don't have to have a college degree or a master's degree. I don't know if you all have went through most of my content, but if you go and look at content from last year, I literally started going back to school in the end of 2019, I think I started going in the end of 2019, took a break for about 7-8 months, and then I started going back again in 2020, like the spring of 2020. So, you know, what I'm saying is I don't even have my degree yet. I still have about 17 more months before I actually get my degree. And it's taken me some time, but the reality of it is I am still able to be successful in this space because of my personality and because of the fact I'm willing to listen and because of the fact that I'm simply willing to grow. So if you are already in sales, you know this as well. You know that you don't need all these credentials to be successful in this field. So I would say, as long as you're open and you have the right attitude, it can be a really good avenue for you. So you all, I hope this video has helped somebody. Look, I put content out sporadically. I'm really working to do it more on a regular basis. But the content I have put out has had and received really good feedback. So it lets me know that I'm on task somewhere. And I've even had folks who have applied for cellular sales jobs, mostly specific to Verizon, and they've gotten hired. I would say at least 4 to 5 people have found me on IG or, you know, have found me on Facebook, and they've said, hey, you know, I've been following you for the last 2 years. I now work for T-Mobile. I now work for Verizon. I now do this, and I just want to let you know your content has helped. that makes me feel good. That lets me know I'm on task. So look, you all, I love you all. I appreciate you all. I hope this video has helped somebody, okay? And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to comment down below, okay? Because I always go through the comments and I always read them. I always respond. And I'm here to help, okay? I'm your girl, Kiara Washington Speaks. If you like the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you have been enjoying this content and this is maybe your second or third video, go ahead and subscribe, okay? I will see you all in the next one. Peace.